How you doing?
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 How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? So what's going on?
You don't want to know.
And now, Tom Zappala and Mike Lamazzo with the Sicilian Corner.
Mikey, I got to tell you something.
Go ahead, kid.
You really kind of look sharp today. I'm not kidding. I'm not being sarcastic. You look actually pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with your complexion versus the white. What is that? A T-shirt or a sweater or what is that thing?
No, it's actually a shirt, Tom.
And the gold chain. And you got kind of like a pompadour haircut going.
Pompadour. I have a pompadour.
Looks like a pompadour to me. I
What do you think, David?
You look marvelous. I think you look
Marvelous. Simply
relaxed.
marvelous.
You know what I think it is? I think that the fact that your foot is getting better, you're starting to come back to life. You're not.
Boy, this thing really sucks.
Well, 4 weeks ago, we did some math, David and I. 4 weeks ago, you were like 3/4 dead.
I couldn't do anything.
I understand that. About 2.5 weeks ago, you were half dead. This past Tuesday, you were like a quarter dead. And now you're only like an eighth dead, which is not bad.
Sounds like the Princess Bride.
Right?
Mostly dead.
Barbara and I got to watch that movie.
What's that, Mike? Something going on up in the sky there?
Princess Bride. We got to watch that movie.
I have been asking you for 20 years to take the time to watch The Princess Bride. It's one of the great. I tell you, it's in my top 10.
Has it been on TV, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, David. Is it in yours?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a go-to.
Let's bring in Tony now. We're going to bring in Tony Palmisano. Let's bring in Tony. Tony can be part of this discussion.
Good
Tony
morning.
Palmisano from the St. Alpheus Society. Tony, what is your title? Is it Chief Bottle Washer?
Yes,
Head of
absolutely.
facilities?
Pretty much.
Yes, yes.
No, Tony is going to spend some time with us. Tony handles just about a lot of different things, but the marketing and advertising for St. Alfeo, advertising, radio, all that good stuff. But Tony, we're talking about. Did you ever see the movie The Princess Bride?
Yes, it's classic.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
I haven't seen it yet, Tony. So
Andre the
I'm
Giant.
looking forward to
it. It's really class. Andre the Giant. It's just.
We've been on here for 20 years. That's in my.
You've
top
never
10
seen it,
movies.
Mikey, huh?
No, it's not a chick flick or anything, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of, but it's not a tearjerker. You know what I mean? Like you don't. Old Yellow doesn't die at the end. You're not going to cry.
It's.
I still get upset about Bambi.
No, Mikey, you would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It is good.
It's in my top 10. David, is it in your top 10 movies of all time?
Absolutely. It's a go-to movie when you need to be balanced again. You're a little off. You want to watch something that you love. That gets
This rebalances the crystals between you.
Does.
Oh, God,
Absolutely.
yes. Ellen and I have, sometimes, when you're playing bumper cars and things aren't working out, what you do is, you know what we do? I swear to God, we turn on The Princess Bride, watch 15
Tommy,
minutes.
do you have string?
String?
Okay.
No.
Wait a second. Where are we going?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had any string.
I don't know
Or
if I want
twine. You have any twine?
What is that for, Mike?
Well, you're going to tie up that roast. You're going to put on the rotisserie. I want to make sure you have some.
God help me. I'm begging you to take me. Take me right now.
That's what you use. You use twine.
Okay, whatever.
It doesn't burn.
All right, I got you. All right, let's get to Tony. Tony Palmisano from St. Alfeo. Tony, big week coming up. The Feast of the Three Saints.
Yeah, 98th year.
Yeah, we're 2 years away from the 100th. Why don't you tell us? It's been kind of a challenge. Actually, Mike's on the board too.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have the word here, impeachment, because I think that I may, before the new election, start impeachment proceedings against Lamazzo, because he doesn't go to the meetings because he's been, quote, laid up. And, what have you done? I mean, you haven't done much this year, Mike, have you?
I've tried to put a positive influence on the council.
Yeah.
I think I have.
Yeah. Mike's done a good job.
All right. Then I stand corrected, Mike.
No, he's involved
would
in
know
the
because-
entertainment.
I keep him like Tony. I do a little of this and a little bit of that.
Little of
right,
that.
Tony?
He's been involved in sponsorships. He brought in a nice sponsorship. So yeah, Mike's done his share. I have no issues with Mike.
Then I stand corrected.
How many $100 raffle tickets did you sell, Tommy?
I spend I sell
Uh,
10.
excuse me,
Oh
I didn't
my
hear.
God.
I didn't,
How
I
many?
didn't know that.
How many in the envelope? How many are in the
raffle
envelope?
tickets? $100 raffle tickets.
Oh, I sell 4 of those.
You must be exhausted.
It takes a lot of work.
Not
It
easy.
takes a lot of work, I'll tell you. 200 of which I write out a check myself.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Everybody
I'm too
does.
lazy. I'm too lazy. That's what I do with the raffle tickets. Raffle tickets, I take
just
2
buy 'em.
books. I take 2 books, write a check out. I don't even turn the stubs in.
You should take 4 books.
I take 2 and I don't turn the stubs in.
Yeah, you don't take the stubs. Yeah,
I never turn the stubs in.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
All right. See, that hurts me. But let's get to Tony.
Tony knows you better than I do.
I do not. By
And
the way,
he's having
Tony-
a hard time keeping a straight face.
Tony is my cousin.
Yeah, I'm sure Tommy. If Tommy said he does it a certain way, he does it a certain way.
I do
That's
not
All right.
ever. I haven't turned.
Yeah,
in.
let's get to the feast.
Hey,
All right, let's
viva,
Viva
viva,
Sandal.
viva.
All right. So let's talk about it, Tony. The
All right.
feast this year, it's kind of there's.
So, all right,
What's
let's
going on?
okay. So, as you know, you just mentioned Mike's on the council. Being serious here for a moment, and typically in a typical year, and every year is challenging, but in a typical year, the feast is Labor Day weekend, right? So we've been having it for 3 days, Labor Day weekend, and then what typically happens is about a month after the feast, we come together and we do a recap, right?
Yep.
We talk about what went well, what we need to work on, any issues, and then ideas like, okay, what do we want to do in terms of new ideas? So that typically takes place like a month later. So basically, we're planning 11 months for next year's feast, but because of COVID and the restrictions, and obviously we need approval from the city of Lawrence to do anything, right? Because we use Common Street, Newbury Street, public access. We didn't really get approval until April. And so a couple things happened, right? And Mike, you can jump in too, because he's intimately familiar with what's going on as being a member of the council. We decided, and I thought this was a really good idea. Even though I'm not on the council as a member, I thought, the footprint, making it smaller, and then because we didn't do a program book, and so a lot of our funding sources, our revenue sources, were going to be somewhat either non-existent or curtailed, even corporate sponsorship. I thought it would be a good idea to basically shorten the footprint of the feast, as well as maybe shorten the hours, and we did that. So we're only doing Saturday and Sunday. There's nothing on Friday. There's been some rumors about a soft opening, ladies and gentlemen, out in the Sicilian Corner, environment. There is not a soft opening, so please don't go down Friday night thinking that there's going to be activity. There is nothing Friday
Plus
night.
the fact that the streets are going to be open. There's going to be traffic. So
Right.
stay away.
Right. Yeah. So just be safe.
Right.
So we're going to be there Saturday and Sunday, September 4th and 5th. You're going to be leading the parade. Tommy's one of our parade marshals, along with Mark Leone. So the parade is going to start at 3:00 on Saturday. Then the first entertainment that we have is the theater group, Act One, Lawrence. They're performing on the main bandstand on Union Street. They'll be performing, Peace, Love, and Music, and there's like 30 kids involved. I'm actually
Mike, are you handling that, Mike? Are you coordinating that?
No, Tony,
No, I'm actually coordinating that, but Mike's
Okay.
involved in all the other entertainment. And hopefully, we know that he's been laid up with his Achilles. Hopefully he's available and he can do some of the emceeing that he's always done in the past, because Mike does a really nice job. So anyway, we have that activity.
Did you hear what he
and-
said, Tom? Did
Mike,
you hear
can you
what
put
he
the
said?
mic closer to your mouth, please?
Did you hear what he said?
No, I meant farther away.
That's better.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's okay.
Mike has done.
Mike does. Listen, Mike
Yeah.
does a great
He
job.
does. He does a good job.
As an MC. I
Yeah.
taught him everything I know, but that's okay. That's all right.
He's learned. Well, he learned from the best, right?
There you
There
go.
you go.
Mike does
There
a
you
great
go.
job. He does a great job.
So we have that going on, and then so even though we're only doing 2 days, what people associate with the feast is really the procession on Sunday, which that's not going to change. There is a slight change. We can talk about that in a moment, and then also the torchlight parade, and then we have major entertainment. But all the entertainment is local this year, and Mike was involved. He's on the entertainment committee. I'm on that committee. We decided this year because normally, like we talked about earlier, we would get a budget. We decided that we weren't going to spend as much money, but what we wanted was local entertainment, because we thought, okay, if you get local entertainment, they have a following, they'll bring down their folks, and even if it's a couple hundred people per band, that's a couple hundred extra people, right? And so I think we have a really good lineup. We can talk about the entertainment, on Saturday night.
Yeah. I want to interrupt you and ask you guys both a question.
Yeah.
With this, and I'm not talking as a member of the St. Alpheus Society. I'm talking as a member of the Greater Lawrence community, Merrimack Valley, that wants to go to the feast. Are there any restrictions with the new COVID variant regarding masks and any of that?
Michael, go ahead.
Currently, no. I mean, we're going to have to keep safe distancing. We're going to have chairs set up for the shows.
For the concerts?
We're going to try and space the chairs out. We're not going to be using Union Street going toward the church this year. So we are going to put 3 or 4 rows of chairs there to give people an opportunity to sit.
Good.
The one thing you don't want to do is have to stand for an hour and a half. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And I think the way we're going to have the spacing involved, we actually had a drone go up and take a picture 2 years ago of the bandstand. And we're working from that to space our chairs. So it's working out pretty good.
Yeah. So, Tom, that's a very good question, because a lot of people, are concerned.
I've been asked 4 or 5.
Yeah,
my family has asked me.
No,
my kids have asked.
Good question. So, in the way, I mean, we don't have any protocols that are coming down from the city in terms of masks.
That was
Yeah.
Right. However, that could change, right? Things are very fluid. But what I would say is, if you're not comfortable being in a large crowd and you want to wear a mask, wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Come
Absolutely.
down, wear a mask. I'm not telling. It's just been my position from the beginning. I don't tell people what to do to protect themselves. They need to do what they think is right.
And
You're
I
right?
agree with you, Tony. And the reason I'm asking the question, because I was talking to Dom Struzzulo from the Fisherman's Feast. They had a huge crowd.
Right.
Dom said there were people there that had masks on.
Right.
And most of the people did not. He said, but there's been, you just look at the analytics, look at the numbers. There's been really not any kind of a big spike, that they can trace back to the feast in the North End. So that's all a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's positive. And so let me go off on a small tangent for a second.
Hold on. Jimmy Fazio, our vice president, and Jimmy, that's very, very good. Nice call. Jimmy's saying if people want to have a mask, we will have masks for people and a hand sanitizer station if you want. So that's good, Jimmy. Nice job.
Yeah. So we're going to do the cafe again this year. We've been doing the pastries, but 2 years ago, we decided to do the Tre Santi Cafe.
Yeah.
Mike Fusco, Peter Messina, Johnny Capioli kind of spearheaded that this year, and then this year, a new group has spearheaded it, based on sort of the good work that those guys did. And one of the things that we talked about is everybody who works in the cafe is going to be masked up, right? Because it's optics, right? I mean,
right.
It's about optics. So we'll be wearing gloves, we'll be wearing the mask, so everyone will be as safe as possible. That way the public can say, oh, okay, well, you're being cautious, or you're being protective, or you're being safe. And so that's what we'll do, because I think, as I just mentioned, optics are important. We still live with this virus, and it's a virus. It's never going to go away, guys. The flu never goes away. Every year it comes back.
And
right?
you're right.
Right.
We're chatting with Tony Palmisano from the St. Alpheus Society. And by the way, little programming note: we've got another guest coming on later on, Mike, in the show.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Joyce Crocco. And it's kind of like a PSA, Tommy.
Okay.
We're just trying to help out the church in Salem, and
good. And another thing,
I think people will like what they got to hear.
Esther's funny. Esther's saying buongiorno now. Starting in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a new segment once a month at least, called Checking In with Esther and Al, preferably Esther. And Esther will be checking in with us once a month. We'll do a segment with her. What's going on in Sicily? What's going on with me in Sicily? How's my brother's weight? He goes up and down. He's like 320. Then he goes down to 140. He's like amazing. But anyways, Esther will be checking in with us. So that's going to be a new program, a new segment that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks.
All right. Tony, Sunday, you want to talk a little bit about Sunday?
Yeah. So Sunday, again, I'll just give you sort of the lineup. There's the mass in the morning at 10 o'clock. And by the way, we're back in the main church. For those of folks that aren't aware, there was a fire in the rectory. The church has been closed since really end of February because even though there was no damage, there was smoke and water damage, and that was in the lower church. So that had to be taken care of. So we'll have the mass in the morning, and then the feast will open at 12 o'clock, and then the Act 1 is going to perform again the same show at 2 o'clock, and then because we moved the saints from the lower church months ago, they are now in our chapel. So in our new building, one of the things that we did, which I thought was a good move, is that we built a chapel. And so the saints, our saints, are in the chapel. So instead of them coming out of the church at 3 o'clock, they'll be coming out of our building.
Which is at 20 Common Street.
20 Common Street. So, the crowd that normally, circulates around
That's
2:30
in the afternoon.
Yeah, it'll be 3 o'clock. And so they'll be coming out of our building, and then we'll process the route and they'll come back. And then you want to say something, Mike?
I just want to interrupt you just for a moment.
Sure.
We're talking about the Saints coming up. I just want our listeners to know that this year, because of the COVID and what's going on, there will be no children lifted on Nevada.
Right.
I just want to make that point to our listeners.
Yeah.
But people can still make. I mean, obviously we're asking people to still make a donation. You can
Right.
hand money up to the Vada, up to the
Right.
Saints, and the guys up in the on the Vada will take care of it. But I think
Right.
I think that's a pretty wise move too.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's, again, optics, people are not comfortable interacting with others and touching. So yeah, we're not picking up the children. And as Jimmy had, I guess, sent you a note, there will be there'll be hand sanitizers at all locations that we control. And the last thing is, if for some reason you come to the feast and you're not comfortable even handing money, you can go to our website and you can make a donation on the website.
Excellent. Yep.
So that's another option. I mean, if you want to just be as as sanitized as possible, that's another option. But yeah, so the Saints will come out, we'll process. Once we get past the main bandstand, we have a show. At what time is that?
Rico
Bar.
We'll
Yeah,
probably
Rico
start
Bar.
We'll start at about a little after 4 o'clock.
Yeah, Rico Bar starts at 4 o'clock, and then we'll get back to 20 Common Street at say 6:30, 6:45, do the Moment of Glory, which is sort of the finale, and then
We got Thomas Ellie's group.
and then we
the B Street
have the
Bombers.
B Street Bombers. And is this at 20 years, Mikey? What was there was
Something like
some-
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been performing a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get back for a second to the
Yeah.
Torchlight Parade.
Yeah, that's Saturday. That's Saturday.
Saturday night, I know that. Saturday
Right.
night's the Torchlight Parade. Is everything going to remain as it's always been for the Torchlight with 3 bands coming
Yes.
down? Common, okay.
Okay.
Newbury. And,
Yeah. Yeah. So around 7:30, depending on darkness, the 3 groups, Newbury Street, Jackson Street, and Union Street, they'll get their groups and they'll march. We have the 3 bands. We'll meet in the center of the intersection of Newbury and Common. We'll do the 3
Yeah.
bands come in, and then we'll process back down. And then at the end of that, we have another local band that's got a lot of traction called Something Else. Sort of a rock and roll hybrid band. They'll be performing, and they have they've been playing at all the local haunts, in the Merrimack Valley for the last 6 months. And we talked about people feeling comfortable, not feeling comfortable. I actually talked to Mike about this a couple days ago about, I know you guys are in touch with the feast in Boston. I had been told, again, people like to be negative about things. I had been told that the feast in Boston, the numbers were way down. And then you guys corrected me in saying that's not true. Whoever's saying that is.
Yeah, I know the numbers were very strong. I don't know about the other feast, but I know the
Right.
Fisherman's Feast was very strong.
Right. And so
I actually sent the email over to Mike Morley, our president, that Dom Struzzulo sent me, and their numbers were better than 2019.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I know it's been a few months now since the beginning of the summer, but I still think people still have that sort of cabin fever that because of being locked down for so long. And I'm really godly optimistic that as long as we have decent weather, not great weather, we're going to have a nice crowd. And again, whatever makes you feel comfortable being out in public, isolating yourselves, distancing yourselves, wearing a mask, wearing gloves. Everyone has to do what they think is right. But just if you're motivated to come to the feast, if you miss the feast, like a lot of people in the Merrimack Valley are and did, because we had a feast last year technically, but it wasn't anything near what we normally do. And this year is abbreviated too. But again, all the major components of what we do at St. Alfio's in the Feast of Three Saints is intact this year, right? So
Yep.
come one day, one afternoon, come for the music, come for some food, come see your high school, classmate from Central Catholic they haven't seen in 3 years. Whatever reason, just come to the feast and be comfortable and do whatever you think you need to do for you and your family to protect yourself during this crazy time and enjoy yourself.
Tony,
Very
do you
well
know,
said.
before we let you go, can people go to the website? Is it threesaints.org?
No, Three Saints Inc.
Inc.
Inc.org. And so the lineup, the feast poster is here. The whole lineup's there. There's a couple other things that I should tell people. So there is no shuttle this year. Again, we thought that was wise because of the contact information.
Yep.
So basically, you can park. There's a lot of free parking behind the mill, and then you just walk into the footprint of the feast on Union Street. Right. Listen, the epicenter of the feast is the parking lot. Right. Let's be honest.
Correct.
The parking lot. So in the parking lot, there we brought back the beer and wine. I should mention that. So beer and wine's back this year. We had it 2 years ago. We didn't obviously have it last year. The cafe's there. We have the desserts. Donna's famous sausage, Donna Ramirez, I believe her last name is.
Donna Ramirez.
She's back. And
She's a silver sponsor this year, Tony.
yeah, she stepped up. That was great. She stepped up. And so, do you want me to name all the sponsors? Because I know that's important.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick. So again, the platinum sponsor, Joe Farrell, the Farrell family, Tuscan Brands, Tommy, your company, the Trissy family, Jackson Lumber, Tripoli's Bakeries is huge, Market Basket, Catadella's Funeral Home, JG's, and we have a whole bunch of silver sponsors. And last but not least, it's Sunday is our what we call Feast Sunday. So we'll start putting up the bandstand. I guess Wednesday the tents come in. We'll get that set up. So we're really geared up for what we would call a normal feast. So we're real excited.
Looking forward to it, brother.
Yeah.
Tony, before you go, I just want to tell you that we were able to get a brand new platinum sponsor for our feast this year, and that's the Trident Group.
Oh, Gino Baroni?
Yeah, Gino
very
Baroni stepped up. This just happened within the last couple of days. So,
okay. Yeah.
But we're looking forward to seeing his name up there every year.
You know
That's
something?
fantastic.
Gino is a guy that does amazing things behind the scenes.
Yeah,
for
he
you.
does.
Yeah, he
Just
stays
crazy.
out of the limelight. He's nothing like you.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to have the cameras. You got to have everything.
Yeah.
The spotlights. He likes it all.
You got it. You got it. Hey, Tony, thank
All right,
you very
Anthony.
much.
Yeah, guys, listen, as they say, Bona Festa Viva, and thank you for all that you do to help support the St. Elf Society and what you go do on the radio show. So I appreciate the time. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
take
Ciao.
care. Tony Parmigiano from St. Alfio Society. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we've got her first name Rose.
Yeah, it's Abigail.
Joyce.
Okay, Abigail Joyce is coming on in a couple
Abigail
minutes.
works.
Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Oh man.
Labor Day weekend, it's the 98th annual Feast of the Three Saints in Lawrence. The best Italian food, free parking, and free entertainment. Check out the Italian Cafe and Beer Wine Garden. Saturday night at 6 on the bandstand, Stephen Salvio and the Seabreeze Band. The Feast of the Three Saints, September 4th and 5th in Lawrence. Follow the signs from the Marston Street exit on 495. Platinum sponsor is Tuscan Brands. Gold sponsors are Market Basket, Tripoli Bakery, JG's Ice Cream and Fun Center, Catadella Funeral Home, and Jackson Lumber and Millwork. Visit threesaintsinc.org.
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State Inspection Station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts,
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back, Mikey boy.
Absolutely. You know
what
Tommy,
I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the rice balls.
Are you really?
Yeah. Is he going to be there?
Greg Farado?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I digress. I'm sorry.
We have a special guest that's going to be coming on the air with us, and
I'm here, Mike.
Hey, Joyce Grocco, everybody.
Hi, Joyce.
How are you?
Good.
We're doing fine, honey. I just want to say to our listeners, Joyce and I grew up in the same neighborhood. Her mother and father had a wonderful variety store. And what was the corner of Phillips and what was that, Boxford?
Phillips and Boxford, right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
growing up.
Society, remember?
Oh,
that is
absolutely.
wonderful.
Absolutely. But listen, I want you to tell our listeners what's going on at Mary Queen of Peace Church on September 12th.
Sure. What's happening on September 12th is we are having a rosary rally. It's taking place between the hours of 3 to 5 p.m. And I'm going to tell you a little about a rosary rally, how they actually got started and why we decided to start one again. What will happen between the hours of 3 and 5 is there will be a procession of the Blessed Mother statue, followed by the recitation of the rosary, followed by a short presentation of the power and the beauty of the rosary. So we are expecting hundreds of people to attend this, and we are asking people to bring their own lawn chairs, and we are going to space them apart. I was listening to your previous commenter and talking about spacing apart because of COVID, and certainly we encourage masks if people feel comfortable wearing them. If you don't want to wear them and you feel comfortable not wearing them, that's fine as well. On site, there will be the De Coloris book and religious article store. There'll be a Knights of Columbus table set up for membership acceptance, and various things like that. So people can walk through the tent and see what's going on there.
Weather permitting is going to be outside, correct?
Right, correct. If it rains, it will be held inside the church. So we're not going to cancel. We're going to just bring it indoors.
And Joyce, the address?
200 Lawrence Road, Salem, New Hampshire, Mary Queen of Peace Church.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And we are expecting a large crowd, but a little bit of, if I have time, why we decided to do this. Many of our parishioners had viewed a video entitled Pray, which is the story of Father Patrick Peyton. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he was popular on the West Coast when Bishop Sheen was popular here on the East Coast, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So he was a young man wanting to become a priest. He came over from Ireland, and while he was in a seminary here, he contracted an advanced case of tuberculosis and was actually on his deathbed.
Wow.
He prayed to our Blessed Mother for healing and promised to dedicate his life's work to promote devotion to her. He was cured, and from that time on, he held over 560 rallies, not only in the United States, but all over the world. In fact, one of his rallies in San Francisco, there were over 500,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
I know. Can you imagine? And in the Philippines, over 2 million people at these rallies. They ran from 1958 through 1985. He also coined the phrase, if you've ever heard this, Mike, a family that prays together stays together.
Yeah, wow. He's the one who coined that. Joyce, I want you to say hi to my partner, Tommy, because I don't want him to feel neglected.
I'm listening. I'm just
he's got his. This is the quietest I've heard him in 21 years.
I'm just listening. I'm taking it all in.
I'm glad, Tom. I'm glad. Thank you so much for allowing me on. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Well,
so after this, after the viewing of the video, our pastor said, "Hey, we'll try the Rosary Rally here," and that's what we're doing.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and I hope the weather cooperates. I hope you get huge crowds, and there's plenty of free parking. It should be nice.
Yeah.
It should be really very, very nice. Nice time of the year.
Powerful opportunity. Thank you so much, Tom and Mike. Appreciate it.
Joyce, always a pleasure, hon.
Take care.
Take care. Ciao.
Bye now.
Pleasant woman.
Oh, she married.
Mike, actually, we don't have to go into your neighborhood like you and her, and you had 4 friends.
It's the only time I get to say a few words. So listen and like it. All right. She went to school with Mike Crocco at the John Breen Grammar School. They went out to high school. They got married, and they're still married. So, sometimes it works.
Yep,
sometimes it works. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
You're right. You're right.
She's her parents, Tommy. I love going into that store. I used to, It was always a pleasure. And that was the only store in the neighborhood that I didn't shoplift anything.
Really?
Yeah, the
Very
only store.
Very good. Very good.
I like those people.
All right, listen, can we change subjects a little bit, Mike? Would you mind?
If we have
'Cause
to.
I have a question for you, because you made a comment to me this morning that you were very distraught about the passing of Charlie Watts.
Oh, geez. You know something? I didn't realize he was 80.
Yeah.
I mean, he's led a good life, man.
Well, his organs were 180, but
Well, Mike,
you know something? He really wasn't into the drug scene, David, as much as the rest of them.
no, really.
He really wasn't.
Well,
People that knew him very closely, they admired that in him. I mean, the
Mike-
guy wasn't wasted all the time.
if I can ask you a question, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's go back to June 1st of this year.
Of this year.
Yeah. How many months ago was that? 3?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Had you ever heard of Charlie Watts on June 1st?
As a matter of fact, I have.
You knew who Charlie Watts was. I don't buy that for one freaking minute. You are so full of it. You have
I happen to be a big fan
of the Stones?
of the Rolling Stones.
So give me your top 3 songs.
Satisfaction comes to my mind.
Yeah.
You always like I
Bra-
can't
bra-
always get what you want, right? You
Brown Sugar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I liked listening to that song
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And one that I thought had some meaning to it in a dirty way was a song that they did called Stop Me. And I
No,
like
it's called Stop Me Up.
Stop Me Up.
Yeah.
Stop Me, Stop
So
Me
let,
Up.
let me.
I
let me
like
ask-
that. I like
All right.
that.
So if I can just ask another question, because as the late great Lou Blasi used to say, I'm calling shenanigans here.
Oh, I haven't, Tommy, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, well,
And-
I'm calling shenanigans here because if you could name, there were 5 original Rolling Stones. I'll tell you what. I'll even leave Charlie Watts and Mick Jagger out of it. Name 2.
I like Keith Richards.
Okay,
I thought he was good.
and okay, that's 3. Name 1 more.
At the moment, I can't, but
Why is that?
because I liked them. I didn't say I was in love with them.
Okay, did
If you
you
want me to sing an Elvis Presley
do
song
you
from
think Brian?
1958,
Well, no. Do you think Brian Jones is any good? Do you think he's still playing well?
I
heard he's a
don't-
swimmer.
I don't know.
He a swimmer? Sorry.
That's horrible, David.
That's
That
bad.
is.
Is it too
I
soon?
thought that was pretty good, David.
No,
Too
you
soon.
have no idea why he asked the question, Michael.
Yeah, okay.
Because Brian Jones has been dead for going on probably 45 years,
I happen to know that.
and he was the original founder of the band. And they found him dead in a swimming
And
pool.
swimming pool, upside down. Yeah.
Yeah. A great band. I always
yes.
thought that the Rolling Stones, in my opinion, I know this is a baby boomer crowd, but I always thought they were a little overrated. They're a great band. I mean, but
Who was a better drummer, Keith Moon or Charlie?
2 different drummers.
Two different.
I know
Totally.
they're 2 different drummers, but I mean,
You know something like
I
that.
know Watts. Charlie was mostly
Charlie Watts was
jazz.
he had a
jazz.
jazz foundation. Keith
Yeah.
Moon was absolute killer rock and roll drummer. So I guess
he could do some riffs, Tommy. to
yeah,
knock
I guess I
people
would say
loose.
they were even because I think Charlie
You like that,
Watts-
Tommy? Riff.
Yes, I heard the word riffs. Charlie Watts could not do a lot of what Keith Moon could do, but Keith Moon could not do a lot of what Charlie Watts could do. So I would say they were probably equal.
How about Ginger Baker? Let me toss that in.
Oof, Mikey, you're really impressing me.
I
I think Ginger Baker, in my opinion, was better than both. My opinion.
He was bad poop crazy.
Boy, he did a solo.
Yeah.
Went crazy.
The reason as a drummer,
Yeah.
the reason I'm
Who did you idolize?
Buddy Rich,
Buddy Rich.
right there. Steve Lane.
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich.
Steve
There
Lane
you go.
just brought it out.
Yeah, Buddy Rich there's no comparison, and there are some phenomenal drummers today. Phenomenal. Nobody compares with Buddy Rich. Nobody. Dead, alive, he was that good. He was that good. I mean, he had a talent that, he's one of those guys like Giovanni DiCunto. He's like one of those guys that you don't learn. You don't learn that. It's in you. It's a God-given talent. So yeah, My
Was
favorite drummer,
Honky Tonk Woman, was that one by the
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah. Ginger Baker was he was a very unorthodox drummer. Very unorthodox. He used to use
Really?
Yeah, he used to use they call them offbeats. So he used offbeats quite often rather than downbeats. You know what I mean? Just
I couldn't believe how many times Charlie Watts used brushes instead of sticks.
Charlie Watts was a great drummer. You know that Charlie Watts was voted the best dressed man.
He was always
England,
nice
in England.
Oh, really?
For years, he won the award. He had an impeccable wardrobe. I mean,
Wow.
thousands of suits. Always was dressed immaculately. Just phenomenal dresser.
Which is unusual for that.
It is. All right, listen, we're gonna take a break. When we come back,
Yes, we have. We got a tomato. We got a tomato blast off.
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to hear about Trudell or Schiapoletti. These guys have been spewing at the mouth what experts they are. Guess what? There's a new expert in town.
Ooh. Is a new sheriff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
That's
Hang
good
in there. We'll
news.
be right
We're
back.
going to come back. We're going to talk to Peter.
Labor Day weekend, it's the 98th annual Feast of the Three Saints in Lawrence. The best Italian food, free parking, and free entertainment. Check out the Italian Cafe and Beer Wine Garden. Saturday night at 6 on the bandstand, Stephen Salvio and the Seabreeze Band. The Feast of the Three Saints, September 4th and 5th in Lawrence. Follow the signs from the Marston Street exit on 495. Platinum sponsor is Tuscan Brands. Gold sponsors are Market Basket, Tripoli Bakery, JG's Ice Cream and Fun Center, Catadella Funeral Home, and Jackson Lumber and Millwork. Visit threesaintsinc.org.
David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and we can never agree. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with great Italian cuisine, Capri Seaside Italian Grill. Me, I love the elegant romantic vibe, Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that'll make it the place you want to visit every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of an even cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Music Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all these great places, and they treat everyone like they're Mike Lamazzo. And best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all of this fun is right at your fingertips. We can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out about all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at NorthshorePavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy,
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts.
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Vinnie Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Vinnie is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
You know, Mike,
Yep.
you know, you and Trudell, Schiapoletti, you know, you guys talk tomatoes.
Schiapoletti.
You guys talk tomatoes. You swap tomatoes. They bring you tomatoes.
Fresh basil.
Yeah, all of that stuff. But,
zucchini.
you know, and it got to the point where, you know, I was feeling hurt. And I was out. I was felt out of the loop, you know. So Ellen and I sat down and I said to her, you know, these guys never bring me tomatoes. So I think
You can't say that about Peter. He drove all the way up.
Peter
to
did. Peter brought a wonderful bushel to me. Trudell, once he sent me a can of Hunt's tomato sauce, which really doesn't count.
The dented can.
Correct. But Ellen and I learned, and with the, you know, a little guidance from Trudell, none from Peter, by the way, none from you, Peter. We learned, and I honestly think now that I can overtake these guys as a tomato farmer. Is Peter on the phone with us?
Yes, he is.
Hey, buongiorno.
Peter.
Hey, Peter, how are you, my friend?
Doing well, thanks, guys.
Peter, don't sound so thrilled to be talking to us. Seriously, I don't want you to get excited. But I've got to ask the question, Peter. You know, I've heard you and Roger talk about, you know, how, you know, you guys have had problems with the yield this year. Have you had a good yield of tomatoes thus far?
Not compared to past years, but I certainly had plenty of tomatoes to give away to
Mike
friends and family. So, but then again, I have 100 or started with 108 plants, 76 varieties this year. But
76.
you know, and I would have brought you tomatoes this year, and I still can if you'd like. But I knew you were growing your own.
No, we've got. I'm only teasing. Of course, you know that. But I've got to tell you something. I want to ask you your expert opinion. I don't know a freaking thing about tomatoes. I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from you and Roger. So Ellen and I have, and with Roger's help, he advised us. You know, we were at buying the plants, and I had him on the phone. I said, "What do you think about this?" He says, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." So far, we only have 6-7 tomato plants, and we have probably picked almost, well, I would say not including cherry tomatoes, probably about 50 to 60 regular tomatoes, different varieties. And then in
They're
the cherry
small ones, aren't they?
No, there's been some.
These are big ones?
Some big
On
ones,
6 plants?
Yes. Yes. And I'm going to ask Peter a question, but on the cherry tomatoes, I bet you we've picked 200 already.
Oh, yeah, usually some cherry tomatoes will give you some cherry tomato plants will give you anywhere from 100 to 1,000, and I literally mean that. You get something like Sweet 1000. I mean, that thing is just loaded. There's another
Maybe
one
that's
called
what we have. I don't even know what
Wicked.
the hell Peter, I don't even know what the hell we have, but Ellen and I now, over the last 2 weeks, we're probably picking 20 a day, easy, of the cherry tomatoes.
The cherry or the large size?
No, small ones. The small ones.
Okay.
We have the
Absolutely.
larger ones, but I'm talking about the small ones. And they're you know, we love them. I mean, we have them in salads and everything else. But I have another question. There's one plant, and we lost the what it's called. There's another tomato that has just been blowing them out, and are they called zebra tomatoes?
Yeah, that's one variety. Is green zebra or zebra?
Green zebra tomatoes. They're delicious. They're ripe. We're picking them, and we've probably right now there's probably another 30 of them on one plant. 25 to 30 of them ready to be picked. I mean, they're fantastic.
Tommy, what do you do for animals? How do you keep the animals?
And I threw this out, Peter. I know that you commented, but it worked for us. Was my theory incorrect? Roger was telling me that what a problem he's had with chipmunks, and we did too at the beginning. You know, they were climbing up, eating tomatoes, leaving half of them eaten. So I decided. I said, something. Let's try something. So I took about a half a dozen tomatoes that were partially eaten on the vine, picked them. and I put them around the perimeter of our vegetable raised garden, and that has curtailed the chipmunk problem by about 70%. Is this in my imagination, or is it a possibility?
I would say it's a possibility. I mean, anything is a possibility, but I've had a similar problem with chipmunks, squirrels, groundhogs, all sorts of animals. But I'm 300 feet from Canopy Lake. But then again, you're right on the water too. So there's plenty of wildlife here. So it's just a fact you deal with. I have so many plants that if I lose a few tomatoes, it's not the end of the world. So
it's interesting because.
But Tommy, you plant yours in the ground. Peter, you put yours in containers, don't you?
Well, I have a bunch of them are in 25-gallon grow bags, but then I also have a large variety that are in 3 raised beds. 2 of them are 4 by 12, and 1 of them are 4 by 24. So I have a variety of ways to grow them.
Yeah, that's what we do, Mike. We use them. I'll tell you, it's been honestly, Peter, it's been
fun,
a blast.
Right?
It has been a blast. Ellen and I enjoy it. We water the hell out of them. We also have some basil, and we've also picked probably a half a dozen good-sized peppers that we really enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell you what, it's you got us hooked on it, and we kind of do it as a now we're just handing them out to the kids, but it's very, very enjoyable, and we find it very relaxing, and we're staying on top of it. So I want to thank you and Raj for helping us out. We do have a lot of bunnies that hang out there too, but they don't seem to bother it. They don't seem to bother the tomatoes.
They're eating all my hosta plants. I don't know why. But
they will. And then Roger, I'm sure, is thrilled listening in Florida. He's already saying you're welcome, Tommy. I know for a long time he's wanted to talk tomatoes, and I think you.
Peter, don't you understand? That's the reason we decided to talk to you today, because we know he's in Florida. Because when Roger gets on the phone, you can't shut him up. And
he's enthusiastic, that's for sure.
Is that what it is? No, I'm only kidding. We missed Rod. Well, listen, Peter, I wanted to thank you. All kidding aside, we learned a lot.
I have a question, Tommy.
Why don't you ask for me?
No.
Peter, whoa.
That Santa Lucia tomato, where did you get the seeds for that, by the way?
Well, I buy tomato seeds from 5 or 6 different companies around the country, and there's literally hundreds of them. That one, I'd have to check. It was probably from TomatoFest.com in California. But Tommy, follow up with Esther. She was here about 3 weeks ago and got to see firsthand the tomatoes.
She told me. Yeah, she told me that. Hey, shout out to Michael Variali. Mike's from, he's one of our followers on the other show, a DJ out on Long Island. He says, with the cherry tomatoes, make bacon, mayo, tomato, basil. Scoop out the inside so it forms up inside the tomato. Finally, chop the bacon and basil, mix it with mayo, and fill the cherry tomato back. Sounds really good, Peter. I mean, Michael, thank you.
All kinds of things you can do.
All right. We appreciate it, Pete. Thanks for taking the time.
All right. Take care. If you have any questions, you can contact me as well. So
yeah, I'd rather contact you than Trudell. Forget Trudell. He doesn't even send me.
You're better off talking to his wife, Jean.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Much better. Much better than talking to Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Take care.
Talk to you soon, Mike. Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend, guy.
Pete's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's
got quite an operation. Too.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. And David, what do we have for time left?
We have 3.5 minutes.
All right. So, Michael, you set me in the format with a big exclamation point about this country. What's happening?
I need a lot more time than 3.5 minutes.
On that?
Yeah. We're gonna save this. I also want to announce to our listening audience that on October 15th, Father Mikey is coming back from a sabbatical, and he will be doing a segment. So
will I be here
on October 15th?
I'm here.
Father Mikey will be. You're here.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe if Father Mikey's coming, I don't need to be here. Because quite frankly, I don't need to see Father Mikey, because he screwed me out of $3 that I saw. I saw him. He asked me for a donation for the church. I put it in a little basket that he had, and I turned quickly and looked back, and he took it out of the basket and shoved it in his pocket. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if he stole it, but I'm just letting you know that, Mike.
That hurts.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Father Mikey's very close to me.
David, all I can say is if Father Mikey is in the studio, make sure you zipper your pockets.
That's so untrue.
Just zipper your pockets.
Father Mikey didn't start a GoFundMe page like you did.
I never started a GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
I have never started a GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
If I recall, Father Mikey, probably going back 7 or 8 years ago, asked for a little collection to help support something about Sister Good and Plenty. Something happened to her, and you needed to support her and throw her a few bucks. I don't even know what that was all about.
She took the wrong path, Tommy. So we had to kind of bring her back and get her straight and try to.
She went off.
Something.
She went off the rails, did she?
A little bit, yeah. But she's still in Jamaica. But she's planning on coming home. And
I've never seen a nun with dreadlocks.
She finds it very effective.
She does.
It really helps in communicating.
David.
Yes.
Do you have nuns with dreadlocks ever walk through your marijuana facility?
No, but we do have someone who works there that has dreads.
It's not a nun, though, right?
Yeah, he's definitely not a nun.
How do you wash your hair?
I don't think you do.
You do. You don't.
Right?
You don't. Yes, you don't.
So you don't wash your hair?
You do not. If you have dreads, you don't. But they do. There's a way. Honest to God, I'm not kidding. I think there's a way to clean it without washing.
Yeah, they do.
It's so tight.
Yeah, there's some kind of something.
No, that sounds like a topic for a hairstylist.
Well, Mikey's got the pompadour. Mike, why don't you do a little research?
Ooh, yeah.
Right? All right, listen, a couple of things. As I said, we're going to be just about out of time. We're going to be doing a special with Esther and Al starting in a couple of weeks. And then there's some other stuff.
Don't forget Father Mikey segment.
Yeah, we care. There's some other stuff coming down the road as time goes on that we're going to be discussing. And it's all good. It's all good, Mikey, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Mike, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Guess who just pulled up, Tommy?
Barbara.
Comcast?
No.
Leone.
The internet guy.
Oh, there we go. All right, listen, we're going to take Mikey, good luck with it. Please pay the money, get a good internet. We're begging you. With that being said, we love you guys. Have a great week, everyone, and hope we can see you at the feast next week.
Oh,
and
no
remember,
question about that.
If you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone. Have a great week.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Ciao ciao.
Buonanotte. A presto.
Ciao.
C'è una luna a menzumare, mamma mia, mamma di dare. Figlia mia, cosa dare, mamma mia, pensate. Mamma la voglio che me voglio maritare. Ehi!